Okay, so in theory, we should be just about live. Hope everybody is doing well. And I know, first of all, it's starting a little bit later than usual. And second of all, haven't put out the link for playing the game because we're not going to start the game just yet. We will be starting the game in approximately 1 hour. And so, hey, Cinnabon, first in the line. Good to see you, my friend. And I will put out the link for the backstage in a few minutes. But I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what we're doing before I put out that link because I don't want any false expectations. First and foremost, we have a reserved spot for the games tonight because we have a very rare thing, and that is that Thomas Potts himself, who has always done the category of the Thomas Potts, Thomas the Tank Shelf of Ships. He's provided the pictures of the ships and the names of the ships for that category from day one, is actually going to participate in the games tonight. However, there was a scheduling conflict that it's not his fault. He had a friend who he was going to see a show with tomorrow night, and the friend got the dates mixed up and scheduled the show for tonight. So Thomas is at the show right now. He should be with us at approximately 10 o'clock, so in about 1 hour. And so we're postponing the game until 10 o'clock so Thomas can join us. And John DeMarco already knew about that, so that's why the late start. But then I started the live stream now because I want to talk about something that's not related directly to the game. And after I get my this off my chest a little bit, I'll open up the discussion for a little while if you guys want to join in until Thomas gets here. You are welcome. But this is just wow. This is one of those things that I'm very curious to see what your opinion is. And there are, episodes in Trek throughout the history of Trek that stand out in the canonical history of Trek as being the worst of the worst, right? Those episodes that we love to hate. And I'm not talking about recent stuff. I'm talking about classic Trek episodes that are just horrible episodes. And then there's those rare gems that are just the worst of the worst. And a couple of them really stand out. And just Hervix, very quick to point out Sub Rosa. But I'll tell you, for me personally, for the worst of the worst is Threshold, right? The Threshold from Voyager is because it just takes a massive dump on all things science, right? And Professor Brainy Specs, just to try and get a rise out of me, says Balance of Terror. Of course you do, Professor. And that's another one, Norman. Code of Honor. Oh man, Code of Honor. And so and there's the thing. So just like so. And since you mentioned Code of Honor, which is a great one to talk about, so Threshold takes a massive dump on science. Code of Honor takes a massive dump on sensitivities, right? So that you're just offending people by just not bothering to have any. It's just culturally blind, right? Another one that does that would be one like Turnabout Intruder from the original series. But here's the thing that Trek has not done is both of those things in a single episode, right? that's the thing that Trek has not done, is to do both of those things in one episode. Until this week, with the episode All Is Possible. An apt name for an episode. All is possible. An episode, now I've somewhat defended Discovery. I wouldn't say, I've never said Discovery was a good show, but I've said that while Discovery as a show is the worst series of Trek, that Discovery never had the honor of having the worst episode in Trek, because I would still maintain that was Threshold. And that there are still episodes such as Code of Honor, and The Way to Eden, and other episodes that are worse than typical episodes of Discovery. It's just that as a series, Discovery is worse than any other series on balance. But Discovery has now done it. Discovery has now achieved the unachievable. It has, with the episode All Is Possible, has set the bar for the worst episode in all of Trek, in my opinion. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it is absolutely, in my opinion, offensive to anybody who is a fan of the lore of Trek. Now, Michael Burnham is now, by the way, in a superior position than the president of the Federation. And I'm not even making this up. Michael Burnham is actually the boss of the president of the Federation. Yes. Tilly is now, keep in mind, Tilly, it seems like yesterday was Cadet Tilly, right? The special needs cadet. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. That's what she called herself, remember, in season 1. And so now Tilly is an instructor at Starfleet Academy. And she took a group of cadets out on a training mission. And they got trapped by these giant spider monsters that were super fast. They could easily outrun any normal humanoid. And while she managed to get a Tellarite to stop arguing, she then got all these young, virile cadets to stand still. And then she outran the giant spider monsters on foot in the snow so that they could all escape. So it was just so yeah. In less time than Ensign Kim took to go from ensign to lieutenant, because he never made it to lieutenant. In 7 frickin' years, Ensign Kim stayed an ensign, and in 4 years, Cadet Tilly is now a trainer at Starfleet Academy. And Michael Burnham is queen of the universe. I seriously, it's like, what are they going to do? This is in episode 4. So what are they going to do in episode 4? They're going to promote Burnham to godhood? I mean, is that like, that's the only thing left? And they've just got, I mean, and the whole point of this episode was that the president needed Burnham and Saru in order to solve the problems, because the president couldn't do it without Burnham. You know. Oh, and also, by the way, this is the 3rd episode in a row where Book is just broken. And it's getting a little boring now at this point. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, so that's a thing. That's what's going on. So let me grab my headphones and we can talk about it if any of you guys want to talk about this. Plus, of course, I know John DeMarco is needs to come up here anyway, so I'll need to get the link out there. However, if you do want to play in the game, now, like I said, the first spot number 1 is reserved for Mr. Potts, but spots 2 and 3 will be open. Just let me know when you come in if you want to be in the game by saying so in the private chat, so I'll know if you're in line for the game or not. Because if you don't tell me, then I won't know when game time comes up. And so let me get the link here. And there is the official link. But you can also just come up if you want to talk about all is possible. The latest travesty.
I have got something better.
And thank you to
Sardak Sheliak $1. Gracie is pregnant.
Yes, Gracie is pregnant. Thank you, Sardak. Oh, goodness. Oh, look, the president of the Federation is here. Although, Mr. President, it appears now that your authority is superseded by Michael Burnham.
Well, that's precisely why I came up, Chaplain. I will not tolerate this usurpation of my authority.
Well, it seems to be a problem now. So Michael Burnham sits. Yeah, so have you seen the episode in question?
No, unfortunately, I haven't. And I decided not to watch season 4 of Discovery. But
you're missing out, because Burnham is on her ascension to godhood. Apparently,
I half of me wants to watch it so I can more fully participate in questions like this, but the other half says, well, I don't like Discovery much, so I don't want to send Paramount the wrong signals by paying to watch something, and then that's providing the wrong incentive. They should scrap the show as soon as possible, scrap Picard as soon as possible, and just stick to Lower Decks.
Now, Professor Brady Speck says he thinks that I'm misrepresenting what happened in the episode. So, Professor, if honestly, if you think I'm misrepresenting what's in the episode, it's not my intention to. So please come up and straighten me out, because I could have misunderstood something. But I'll tell you, here's where what I'm getting that from, and just so you know, Mr. President, as well. So in the episode, Navarre, the hybrid Vulcan Romulan unified world, is at the negotiation table to rejoin the Federation, And they come to a problem where Navarre refuses to join the Federation unless the Federation gives them an out clause. Basically, they want the ability to secede from the Federation.
I did see that scene.
Yeah,
I did see that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, they want the ability to secede without notice and without cause. So basically, they want an out clause that says that they can just leave at any time for any reason. And right, and the president said, no, you can't do that, because if you do that, then other people are going to demand that clause, and then the Federation has no backbone. Which is understandable. I mean, could you imagine if any state could just secede without notice for any reason? And I mean, all it would take is, oh no, a Republican is elected, and then all the blue states secede. Or, oh no, a Democrat is elected, and all the red states secede. I mean, it would just be chaos, right? So I understand why that wouldn't make sense. And so the president says no, and they keep going back and forth. It's a stalemate through the episode. And then Burnham comes up with the solution to have a civilian council that would, committee is what she says, that would resolve any issues between Worlds and the Federation presidency, the Federation Council, and that way, rather than have it so that they could just leave without cause. And the problem, and so then Burnham says she would basically lead this council because she is a member of Starfleet, a citizen of the Federation, but she is also a citizen of Navarre, and therefore, because she has dual citizenship and everything, she is the one person that can rule this council, that can be completely unbiased and fair and blah, blah, blah. So basically, she gets to make the decision, and, if there's ever a dispute between Navarre and the Federation.
That's just terrible.
Yeah.
Hey there, everybody.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Good. I thought you might not have been streaming tonight with no posts there, and I heard there's some nasty tornadoes there in western Tennessee.
Yes, we are under tornado watch. So if for some reason I just suddenly leave, like the live stream is still going, but I just get up from my chair and leave, that means that we went into a warning status or something like that. The wife will tell me if something like that happens. I mean, obviously I would say, hey guys, got a tornado warning, got to run. But obviously that could happen. Or if the live stream just cuts out, it would mean like the power went out or something.
Did you bring your ruby slippers?
I did not, but I do have to bring. We did find a way to actually calm her down. It seems we found the magic solution. If you have a hyperactive chihuahua, just so you know, turtlenecks seem to be the solution. Putting her in this turtleneck has calmed her down today. I don't know. It's crazy. So
I thought maybe it was doggy nip.
I don't know what it is, but we put her in the turtleneck and she's just like, yeah, okay, I'm chill.
Yeah, I just seen that there were some warnings there. I didn't know how close they were to you there because I was putting up plastic while I was listening to the broadcast. Yeah,
they are in our area, but obviously, if we had an active warning, I wouldn't be streaming right now. So yeah, if it came down to it, we don't have sirens, but I have had it to where my phone went off, but that's rare. But my wife is watching the news, and they show the radar. We had it once where the radar actually showed up on the map. Literally, it was really bizarre. It was like this surreal thing where they zoomed in on the map, and I was like, oh, that's our street, and then it's like, oh, that's our house. It's like, and then we realized, it's directly over us.
My brother has. Sorry. Keep going.
Well, last time we got hit by a tornado in our town, everybody's out on the front lawn there. They're watching it go down the highway there. So I was only in F0.
Yeah. Well, with us, it was one that it actually was spinning directly over our house, but it did not touch down. So we were very fortunate. But it was literally like we could see it on the radar. I wish, we happened to DVR it because it was the most bizarre thing. But it was literally spinning directly overhead. We could hear it, but it did not touch down, so it didn't affect our house. But about 10 blocks away, one did touch down and it killed a person. So, we were very fortunate. And that was the same time, if you guys remember, this was a couple of years ago, a tornado went through, just absolutely devastated a neighborhood in North Nashville. And they're still recovering from that. Just absolutely, because it touched down and just ripped through a neighborhood in North Nashville, just completely tore through.
What's the standard procedure? Have you got like a bunker under the house?
Depends on when your house was built. Because if you live in an area that's prone to tornadoes, which Tennessee doesn't get a ton of tornadoes, but we do get them. And the person who built the house was intelligent, then yeah, if you have an older house, typically they would have a storm shelter, which would be like an underground bunker. On newer construction, like our house is just a few years old, we have a steel safe room. And so in the center of the house, there's actually a steel vault where that's a room that's bolted to the ground, and anything up to like an F5, if you were in that room, you absolutely impervious.
Yeah, all our houses here have basements and all that.
Yeah. And so my comic book collection is actually in that room. But the so if we get a warning, an active warning for our neighborhood, then we go into the steel room and then wait for the warning to end. Yeah. But usually warnings are only for a few minutes.
Yeah. Well, my mom. Well, our mom told us our standard procedure was that we're supposed to put our head between our knees and kiss our butt goodbye. Only using different terms.
And Norman, we're actually decided we're not going to move to Metropolis because we're going to try. We really love it here, and we're going to try, if we can, with the budget the way it is, we're going to try to pay off the mortgage. It'll be tight, but we think we can do it. If we can't, we can't, but we're going to try to. Long story short, if we've decided that if we can make it until my father-in-law dies, we'll be fine. And I know that sounds morbid, but that's the truth. And he's in kind of poor health, so. But whenever he passes, then when we'll sell his house and we'll be fine. And like I said, just being pragmatic about it. And welcome, Donnie. So so did any of you guys watch the fiasco that was All Is Possible?
I've seen Major Grin's clips, but that's about it.
I just watched Bird's review. I figured that was enough.
Yeah, I did not see Bird's review. I wish I had, because I know his reviews are usually pretty entertaining. Yep. Did he go on a tangent about Burnham on Burnham's committee?
Not too much. Although last week he had an epic rant of when Tilly apparently didn't like mac and cheese.
Yeah,
on that.
You know what? I'll tell you. I know that a lot of people make fun of Tilly's weight. Here's my thing about Tilly. I don't make fun of her size per se. Like I don't make fun of how she eats. I don't make fun of her actual size. However, I don't buy that she is a member of Starfleet because at her age, she would be required to meet physical fitness standards based on any military organization. And there is no way in heck that she passes those standards. Because, you know, like if you're in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or Coast Guard, I don't care if you consider Starfleet more like the Coast Guard than anything else. Fine, Coast Guard has standards too. You have to meet an annual physical fitness review. And hey, Multi-Gunman, I haven't been streaming that long. So, welcome to the party. And so you have to meet those physical fitness standards, which involve push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. And you're not going to be. And somebody's dinging. If I'm assuming that's a Discord, so please mute your Discord if you.
I don't have Discord, so.
Yeah, I don't know who it's coming from. But yeah, it's not mine. I know. Anyway, there, you know, if you the way they do it in the Army is that if you are above a certain weight for your height, they have you go into remedial physical fitness until you reduce your weight to what is considered standard.
Well, that's all muscle.
And so, well, it doesn't have to be all muscle. It's not like you have to, you know, you don't have to look like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, what I'm saying is you said if they're above a higher weight, but what all that weight is muscle.
Well, but you have to be like you. Well, and once you have once you reach a certain status, sure. If you're a 3-star general, you don't have to meet those requirements anymore. But I'm talking about. But Tilly is a junior officer. Tilly is not a 3-star general or admiral, you know, and so like Admiral Vance, if he had a few extra pounds on him, I wouldn't have a problem. And Thomas, we haven't started the games. I started the stream, but we're waiting for you, buddy. And so if you're ready to join, the link's there. So. Oh,
I'm not gonna play. I'll let Mercer play, and Squidward has to lose his 25,000 points.
Oh, I want to punch Squidward if he does that again.
You could play Michael Burnham. I guess I don't know what you're.
No,
I forget.
no.
I don't. I always play. You can play.
Yeah. But just so Thomas, so you know, we are waiting for you.
Yeah,
so.
Mercer. While you guys are playing, I'll just put up plastic because I got 4 more windows to do.
Okay, but listen, I don't want to take your spot though. I like just hanging out. You know?
No, I always play too. I just changed the name because I wanted to outrank Mr. President one day.
Oh well, yeah. That's great.
No, but no, I'm not putting up plastic because I got 4 more windows to do.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're getting hit by a winter storm right now. We're Life with Matthew there, he'd have a heart attack if he got our storm. We got 40-mile-an-hour winds, and we got 12 inches already, and expecting about 4 more.
And hey, Thomas, how you doing?
Welcome, Thomas. I can't hear you yet, though.
I heard some calling in there. Try again.
Be helpful if I plugged in my mic.
There you go.
Oh, you got some static. A waterfall. Are you in the shower?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
It sounds like a shower, to be honest.
Oh, stop, Mark. All right, so you're not playing, so I'm going to bump you for right now. So see you later. See you later. And so, Mr. President, Mercer, you guys playing? So that gives us 3. Let's get the.
Sorry, I'm getting rid of this person right now. It's my fault.
Oh, is that you that's dinging?
Yeah, they just said goodbye, so it should be good now.
All right.
Sorry about that, folks.
That's all right. That's all right. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's get this arranged properly. And Tom's is our guest of honor.
I'm going to mute that tab. There you go. Okay,
John, these aren't the categories I paid you for.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Doesn't
minute.
say anything about that.
There was some payment going on. Where the payments were supposed to go to me.
I'm going to go get a beer. I'll be right back.
All right.
For some reason, Thomas, there is
So
a bit of static on your audio. I don't know why.
there is a bit of static coming from you, Tom. So it's bearable, but there is a bit of static coming from you.
Oh, I have no idea how to fix that.
Well, we will just have to deal with it. We'll blame Matthew.
Yeah, blame Matthew's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Starship classes. That sounds pretty straightforward. So, are you going to?
I'm back.
All right, so
Got my beer.
I need to get my cheat sheet brought up.
Can we do the Hollywood Squares version where we give a sarcastic answer before we give the real answer?
Well, you can give me a sarcastic answer if you want, but depending on my mood. Let's see. And there it is. All right.
How you doing, Mr. President?
Good thanks, Mister. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You did great last time. I was really impressed.
All right, so question on the Starship class, are these visual cues or are they descriptions?
The name of a ship.
Okay, so we give you the name of a ship, you gotta say what class of ship it is.
Yes.
All right, so Bible Trek. It looks like we give you a description. The answer is basically, it looks like has a biblically related theme to it.
Yes, each correct response is the name of an episode
That has a biblical
reference.
theme.
Yes.
And then, dramatis part. How do you say that?
It was
Personae.
Persona, yes.
Okay, sorry, my brain is not working 100%, and so it looks like there we're saying the name of people is the correct response for everything.
You get a picture and you name the character.
Gotcha. We do Star Trek, not Discovery. Well, that should be pretty straightforward. Name the admiral from the episode. Again, very straightforward. And I think, by the way, Mercer, I think the only way to get rid of that is in Discord to mute it.
Okay. All right.
Either that or to close Discord.
All right. I'll close it right now.
Yeah. All right. So, Thomas, as the guest of honor, you get first pick.
Starship classes 100.
All right. The USS Enterprise E.
What is sovereign?
That is correct, sir. The Sovereign class. And I must say, the best class of Enterprise after the A, in my opinion. All right, so there we go to Mr. President. Your pick.
I'm going for Starship Classes 200, please.
The USS Hood from the Next Generation.
That would be what is Excelsior class?
Very good, sir. Yes, indeed. That is the Excelsior. And another fine class of starship. Fortunately, not one of them ugly classes like we see on the TNG show. All right, Mercer.
I'll take Dramatis Personae for 200.
All righty. Who's this guy?
Who is Kern?
Who is Kern? He needs a dentist, that's for sure. All right. Thomas, your pick.
You there, Thomas?
You with us, Thomas?
The category Mercer set for 500.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm with you. Who is this guy?
God, what's his name?
Can't tell you. That would be cheating.
Pass.
But he looks a lot like me. All right, Mr. President.
Pass.
Mercer.
Who is Korax?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is not,
Probably not.
Korax. It is Kolos. Or Kolos.
Now I knew the prosecutor. I couldn't.
All right, Mr. President. Your pick.
I'm gonna go for Name the Admiral for 100, please.
Name the Admiral for 100. Pathfinder.
Do I have to have a first name as well, or just the last name?
Just the last name.
Last name is fine.
Admiral Paris.
Very good, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Although-
Who is Admiral Paris?
All right, there you go.
Do I get a mulligan?
You do get it one mulligan each game. So there you go. All right, so Mercer, your pick.
I'll take Bible Trek for 200.
Bible for 2. Dax and Worf's vacation ended up on shaky ground during this Risa episode.
What is Let He Who Is Without Sin?
That is correct. And so that gives you a good idea of how this category works. All right, Thomas, your pick.
Starship class is 500.
All right. Thomas, come on now. I know you can do this. The USS Thunderchild. You probably have one sitting on your shelf.
What is Akira?
Very good. That's what is the Akira. I was like, why don't you just run this category?
Yeah.
All right. So that takes us back to the president.
I'm going to try and follow in Thomas's footsteps, but I'm going to go for 300 with Star Trek classes.
Starship classes for 3?
Yep.
The USS Hathaway. Ooh, this is one I would actually get.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
I'll give you a hint. I have a T-shirt with the Hathaway on it. It was given to me by Darren Wagner. The Hathaway is Darren Wagner's favorite starship.
I'm
Hey,
going sorry, Mister?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear your answer.
No, I haven't answered yet. I'm going to go, because I know it was an older ship, so I'm going to guess what is the Miranda class.
It is not a Miranda. I'm sorry, Mr. President. Mercer.
Pass.
And Thomas, you going to educate him?
What is Constellation?
That is correct,
That was
sir.
going to be my next pick. Oh,
Yes.
why did I go with it?
That's the one that they tricked Picard into thinking that it was the Stargazer.
I actually thought it was Miranda at first too.
Hey,
All right.
Thomas, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you, Mercer?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mercer, your pick.
I'll take Bible Trek for 100.
All right. In this episode, DS9 was struck by an aphasia virus. Oh, I remember that robbed people of the ability to communicate with each other, similar to what happened at a certain tower.
What is Babel?
That is correct, sir. We would also have accepted Babel. Very good. All right, and Thomas.
I like the tradition that Star Trek had of having a disease affect people's ability to communicate as a way of introducing us to all their characters.
That's actually, yeah, that's a clever way to do it because you could learn more about the character that way.
They did it on almost all the shows, even Enterprise. But Enterprise waited until the second season to do their episode.
All right, Thomas, where are you going to go?
Starships 400.
All right. The USS LDG.
Prometheus class?
It's
What
the one
is?
it's the one from DS9.
Oh.
That's important.
Yeah, the DS9 USS. I'm sorry, I threw you off by saying LDG.
Then pass.
Okay, so Mr. President,
What's LGG though?
because
Pass.
LDG is always saying the Prometheus project, and past you as well, Mercer.
Yep.
That would be a Nebula class, one of the ugliest ships ever. All right, so
I don't remember that. I don't remember that ship at all. So, what episode are we talking about?
It's from Second Sight.
Oh, okay. That guy that wants to create suns or something.
Yes.
All right, Mr. President, your pick.
I'm going to go Dramatis Persone for 100, please.
Who's that?
It was Yeoman Rand.
That is correct, although I assume you'll take that.
Yeah, it's fine.
The official answer was Janice Rand, but Yeoman Rand is good. All righty, and Mercer, your pick.
We do Star Trek, not Discovery, for 200.
All right. Star Trek, an end to almost 70 years of unremitting hostility in which the Klingons can no longer afford. Star Trek VI. Discovery, at the beginning of the series, almost no one has seen a Klingon in this many years.
What is 70?
That is... Oops,
Incorrect.
I'm sorry, incorrect, and I revealed the answer. That was my bad. I don't know if did you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right, so if you saw it, then I apologize. Can't give it to you.
Yeah.
I don't understand the question, like the format of the questions.
So the question is, this is not Star Trek because in real Trek, it said 70 years of hostility between the Federation and the Klingons. And in the other one, it said we haven't seen a Klingon in 100 years.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now.
But I accidentally revealed the answer, so I apologize to Thomas and Mercer for, or Thomas and Mr. President for not allowing you a chance to.
Well, it just shows that we're all human. We all make mistakes.
That is true. Even I occasionally make mistakes.
And by the way, there's a couple people said in the chat that the Hathaway was the ship from the War Games.
That's true. That's true.
Wrecker.
My bad. All right. So, see, I made 2 mistakes. Wow. I'm screwing up. All right, Thomas, your pick.
The Latin name category thingy for 300.
Who's this?
Who is Inobrantane?
That is correct, sir. All right, very good. All right, Mr. President.
I'm going to go Dramatis Persone for 400.
Who's this?
Who is Naomi? Oh, no, it's not. I didn't mean Naomi. It's
right. You
Who
were
is-
jumping ahead of yourself there.
Yeah, I was. Who is Ensign Wildman?
Sorry, we need a first name there. Because, exactly, you were saying Naomi because you were thinking of Naomi, but it's another Wildman.
No.
So who's the other Wildman?
I'm going to guess was Christina. It's just a guess.
It is not
Sorry.
Christina Wildman. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And Mercer.
Pass. I don't watch Voyager.
I try not to pass on categories that I picked, so that's why I'm guessing.
Thomas, any idea?
Who is Samantha Wildman?
Very good, Thomas. Yes,
I would
indeed.
I would give him half points for getting half the name.
Wow, Thomas is being very generous. So I'll tell you what. So Thomas only gets 250 points. And Mr. President will get back 250 points.
Thank you very much, Thomas.
Very nice here.
Because Thomas is just so nice. All right. And that takes us to Mercer.
I'll take Name the Admiral for 400.
Wow, jumping to
What about the
4.
category?
Measure of a Man.
Ironically, I know the first name of this one.
Pass.
Thomas.
Pass.
And Mr. President.
Like I said, I know the first name, but I don't know the last name. I'll pass on this one. Can I just quickly apologize for my hair? I know it's extremely long, but because of COVID, I haven't been brave enough to go out and get a haircut.
You look great.
Please. Do you really think we judge you based on your hairstyle around here? Come on.
There's somebody here with a long beard, longer than Santa Claus, and we all love the way he looks.
Man.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that was good. Well, and I looked like the Dahar Master a couple of weeks ago, so you know.
Have you seen what I look like? I hate the way I look.
So it's Admiral Nakamura, but moving on, it is Mercer's pick.
No, that was.
That was Mercer's pick. It's Thomas's pick. I'm sorry.
Admiral for 200.
All right. The Forge.
Who's Admiral Forrest?
Very good. It was indeed Admiral Forrest. That's like the Admiral from almost any Enterprise episode, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And he died in that episode.
Yep.
All right, so that takes us back to the President.
I'm going to try and name the Admiral for 300.
Let's see.
I might regret it, but I'm going to try.
Chain of Command.
Oh, that's easy. Who is Admiral Nechayev?
Yes, indeed. And you know, she is such a funny character because she's so commonly written to be the bad guy, but she's so commonly right, even though she's written to be wrong.
Yeah.
You know? But yes, Admiral Nechayev.
The only hang-up I had was in some episodes she's a vice admiral, and others she's just called admiral. So I was worried that I get it wrong. But
in fairness, just so you know, and it's the same way with generals. Like there's brigadier general, major general, lieutenant general, and general, which is a 4-star. But but you refer to any general as general. Just like you would a vice admiral, a rear admiral, all that. You would in the real world military, you would refer to any of them as admiral. You wouldn't say vice admiral unless you were describing their rank.
Or if they first introduce themselves.
No, you would not. They wouldn't say, "Hi, this is Vice Admiral." You would just say this. Like if I would say this is Admiral DeMarco. I wouldn't say this is Vice Admiral DeMarco unless I was he was being promoted.
What if we were just talking one warrior to the next? You do prefer it this way, don't you?
Well, if the only time you would mention their rank like that is if you were discussing rank specifically. But
I was making a joke.
Right, I know.
I don't know if you got it.
Right, but that was and I get what you're saying, but that was that was the context. Think about the context of how he was talking. You know, you do prefer it this way. Anyway,
I love that. I could watch Chang all day long. He's my favorite Klingon.
Whose pick is it now? I lost track because talking.
I think it's Mercer's turn.
That's right, Mercer, your pick.
I will pick Bible Trek for 400.
Bible for 4. Janeway took 3 underachieving crew members on what was supposed to be a routine mission on the Delta Flyer in this episode.
Pass. I don't know Voyager.
Thomas?
What is Good Shepherd?
That is correct.
I was hoping Thomas was going to pass because I knew it. Well done, Thomas.
All right, speaking of Thomas, your pick.
Admiral for 500.
Admiral for 5. The Trouble with Tribbles. Nobody thinks about the Admiral from this one.
Pass.
All right, so Mr. President.
I didn't even know there was an admiral in this one.
It was one of those, one of those ones where Kirk had to call back to Starfleet and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And they were like, "Nope, you got to listen to him."
It's on the tip of my tongue, man.
I don't know. I'm not past. Sorry.
Yeah. Kirk wanted to basically complain about he didn't want to do anything about it, and they were like, "Nope, you got to sit there and guard the grain." Mercer.
Pass. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm going to kill myself.
It was Admiral Fitzpatrick.
I did see a little outtake where they toss him a tribble when he's on the monitor. It was like, they didn't put it in the episode, but they tossed the actor a tribble.
All right, Mr. President, your pick.
Not Discovery for 100, please.
Star Trek. We sent emissaries to our opponents to propose peace. The first were killed, but others followed. The Savage Curtain. Discovery. The best way to handle Klingons is with this type of greeting, which involves firing first.
And, you want the episode name, is that correct?
No, well,
it happens to be an episode.
It does happen to be an episode name, but it's what is the name of the tactic that they're talking about here?
The Vulcan hello.
Yes, sir. But But you only get one mulligan.
Sorry. What is the Vulcan hello?
There you go. What is a Vulcan?
If you didn't give me the points for that, it's up to you.
No, it's all good. We're all buddies here,
Yes.
Mr. President. Besides, you're the president. Who's taking over? Who's taking
Yeah, but Burnham outranks him now, so
I think if I was to complain on make rounds, that would be abuse of my authority and grounds for impeachment.
All right, Mercer, your pick.
I'll take We Are Star Trek, Not Discovery for 400.
Star Trek, your use of language has altered since our arrival. It's currently laced with, shall I say, more colorful metaphors. Star Trek 4. Discovery, Tilly thinks a spore drive is so effing cool, and this character, instead of reprimanding her unprofessionally, just agrees with her.
Who is Stamets?
That is correct. Very good, Mercer.
Star Trek, isn't it?
Yeah. And in fact, he says you're right. It is effing cool. I mean that was.
It compounds the era.
Yeah. That was like one of the most cringe-induced. And you know what? I believe, yes, because I do think that they did it again in every episode so far this season. They've used the S word.
It's
like
not appropriate to use the F word in Star Trek.
Yeah.
I mean, the S word I don't mind, but the F word I don't think you need it in Star Trek.
Really, you don't mind the S word? Why is that appropriate in Star Trek?
I'm saying the S word. S is in Sam. I just don't think it's not that big a deal. But the F word is a little more crude, I think.
I think it's inappropriate to use the S word. Why do you have to? I mean, I don't think that that's an appropriate use of language in Star Trek, because Star Trek should be something that is a family-friendly program.
Because I like the moment in Generations or Data says it. Okay, there it is.
Right, but you know what? If you use it once out of 7 movies, I'm okay with that. You know what? They use it once or twice in each Marvel movie, and I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with them using it in every single episode of a TV show.
We totally agree with on this point. Mike, we absolutely agree because I'm in total agreement, and that's why the use in Generations was actually funny. But I would not want to use it often.
I didn't even think Generations was appropriate. I'm just saying that once out of 7 movies, I'm not going to get in a tizzy about. I don't think that Data using it in Generations was an appropriate moment because I don't think Data would do that. But I know they just did it for laughs, but at the same time, I don't think that Data would actually do that. They just did it because, hey, wouldn't it be funny if Data said the first swear word in Trek?
Absolutely,
It was, but
Now, what do you think about Kirk saying, "Let's get the hell out of here," which is the first time they used hell in a kind of a kind of a curse way on TV.
That, I think, was a powerful moment based on the circumstances.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
But that was Kirk expressing an emotional moment that that I bought from Kirk because he had just watched a woman who he had genuinely fell in love with die right in front of his eyes.
Yeah.
Data was just saying, "Oh crap," because the ship was about to crash. When Data was not, even though yes, I know he had the emotion chip and all that, but why would Data suddenly add words to his vocabulary like that?
Because he heard too many jokes about Ferengi at the bar.
But you see, the problem is that swearing, and this is, and I know we're going on a tangent here, but the problem with adding something like that is swearing is not something you just do out of the blue.
Yeah.
You know, either you're inclined to swear or you're not. And the reason you would swear is because it's something you do. Like if you're about to get into a car accident, then what comes out of your mouth is what you've programmed yourself to do. So if you say, "Oh my goodness," it's because that's what's coming out of you. That's what your brain is processing. If you say, "Oh, F and F," it's because that's the way your brain thinks. You know, that's just, and for Data to go, "Oh, S," that to me, I'm like, that's not Data, because that's not what Data would be thinking.
Yeah, nobody in the Enterprise talks that way. So
right. Data would never be exposed to that kind of language, and so it doesn't make sense.
The other point I'd like to make is that Starfleet is a military organization, and I don't know about the US, but here in New Zealand, if you're swearing, it's actually against the Armed Forces Discipline Act, so it's an offence under regulations to swear, so that's another reason why.
Well, and the thing is, like, granted, in the real world, like when I was in the Army, I get it. Everybody swears, right? If you're anybody who's served in the military, and don't get me wrong, it's not like my ears can't take it. It's not that. But the, I understand if you've been in the military, you hear people swear constantly, but that's not Starfleet. And in fact, like even as John's question pointed out, in Starfleet, people don't swear. Mankind has gotten beyond that kind of thing. And Spock was like, what are you doing? And all Kirk said was double dumb on you, right? And Spock's like, wow, such language,
But they swear throughout TOS.
Well, yeah, of course, according to Life with Matthew, that's true. All right, let's get back to it, or else we're never going to finish this game. I think it's Thomas's pick, I believe.
We do Star Trek, not Discovery, 500.
All right, Star Trek offense record: smuggling. Oh, I love this one: smuggling, sentence suspended, transport of stolen goods, purchase of space vessel with counterfeit currency, Mudd's women. Discovery. Harry Mudd's charges from this short trek include 20 counts of attempted homicide, 1 count of attempted regicide, and several counts of transportation of stolen goods. So, name the short trek.
Pass.
Oh, you don't remember the short trek?
I remember. I don't know what the name of it is.
All right, so, Mr. President?
I've never seen any of the short treks, sorry.
Mercer?
Pass.
Oh, man. Great opportunity to get some points. The Escape Artist. It was actually one of the few short treks that I kind of enjoyed. I just wish it wasn't Harry Mudd.
Yeah.
It was actually a fun one if you just pretend it's not Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd was never a murderer.
Right. That's the problem with Harry Mudd. Rain's performance as Harry Mudd was a fun character if it wasn't Harry Mudd. Like if it was Larry Mudd, Harry's brother or something, it would work. Yeah.
It would have made more sense to me if it was after the original series.
Right, yeah, or if it took place after the original series and Harry just became a bad person afterwards or something. All right, Mr. President, your pick.
Not Discovery for 300.
All right. Which, by the way, I gotta say, John, I love this category. This is
Thank you.
this is a great category. Star Trek: The body is only an empty shell now. Please treat it as such. Heart of Glory. Discovery: the exterior of Takuma's ship is covered in these.
It's covered in coffin.
Judges.
Water coffin.
Yes, I think that's fine.
Kailish Nick Nokoknish. That's Klingon for yes, you get the points. Sarcophagi, yes. Good job.
Oh.
Is that like
sorry.
octopi? Is that like octopi?
Well, I guess
Winklevine?
sarcophagi is the plural.
Like
of
Winklevine. By the way, did you ever get that joke from the Social Network when he meets up with the Winklevoss twins and he calls them the Winklevine?
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you got to see that movie. It's so good.
All right, Mercer, 3 or 5?
500.
All right. In this episode that dealt with the issue of overpopulation, Kirk was trapped inside an empty replica of the Enterprise.
What is Whom Gods Destroy?
No, sir, it is not Whom Gods Destroy.
I forgot the name of it.
What is Mark of Gideon?
That is correct. The Mark of Gideon.
I had to take a guess. It was my turn. I had to take a guess.
That's all right.
I mean, Wade. It's Wade Eden. That's what it is.
Oh, don't make me punch you.
Just wait.
All right, and finally, in this episode, Flint claimed that during his 6 millennia of existence, he had been several famous historical figures such as Solomon and Leonardo da Vinci.
I know what it is, but I can't pronounce it, so pass.
Well, if you get within reason, I'm sure John will let you have the points.
I can't. I can't say the words, so pass.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. President?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
You're passing?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, pass.
Mercer?
What is Who Mourns for Adonis?
No, but although what you're thinking of is Who Mourns for Adonias, and what Thomas is thinking of is Requiem for Methuselah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
right.
that's what it. Yeah,
Yeah, which I know is another one that's
I knew Methuselah was in that. I just,
yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah, I if you had gotten reasonably within 100 yards of it, I'm sure that John would be okay because those are some $10 words. So
in the movie Free Enterprise, there's a scene where the main character's girlfriend breaks up with him, and she's like, "All you care about is that stupid show with the episode Who Mourns for the Martians," or something like that, or Requiem for the Martians.
So good job,
See that
Thomas.
movie?
Thomas proves his worth there with a commanding lead of 35-50. The president of the Federation was 1750 and Mercer with 500, which I gotta say, Thomas, is very impressive considering that the president and Mercer are usually the two that dominate. So you did very, very well.
Yes, you did.
So you can definitely have some bragging rights there. Now, of course, Thomas, since you are the guest of honor tonight, you already have a reserved seat for round 2. Now, we don't have anybody waiting in the wings for the second round, so Mr. President and Mercer, hold on. We'll see if anybody comes in here. But, guys, if you want... And Professor, no, I wasn't... the answer is arena. John is fooling you. All right, so I see one person in the back wings, so that means that Mercer, you're out because I go in order of score. Sorry, buddy. And so if we get one more, then Mr. And number 1 sci-fi is back there too. So both you guys out. Get out of here, kids. But thank you both for playing. And
Have a good one.
you guys,
Catch you later.
you did, you kept honor for your houses. You did not, shame your families or anything like that. And let's see, we'll get They're bouncing, and we'll bring in Indie Tiger and number one sci-fi. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there. All right, let's bring up round 2. And I see it looks like we got the same categories, which is awesome because I gotta say that We Do Star Trek Not Discovery is the best category ever.
Well, thank you.
And
There's lots of material.
I'll bet, that's a good one. That's a good one. And so we still have Thomas defending his title. We have Indy back for more punishment. And we have number 1. So did either of you guys see the horrendous episode this week that I have dubbed
Yes.
the worst episode of all time?
Yes, I saw it.
Do you agree with what I said?
Yes.
It is
is godlike,
Yes.
and Tilly attempting to run,
Outrunning the giant spider monster, and then now
I
she's
have got something better.
a Starfleet Academy instructor.
and almost immediately tripping and falling onto
Michael
her back.
Burnham,
Yeah.
$1. We come in peace. That's why we're here. Isn't that the whole idea
You know,
of
she's such a great
Starfleet?
runner.
Oh, and thank you, Michael Burnham donated $1. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
He
And
has the money.
But Michael Burnham, if you have this godlike power, shouldn't you be donating like thousands of dollars? Come on now. Come on. Where's the big money? Josh Street thinks Thomas should start with negative 500 just to make it fair. Oh, man. All right, Thomas. You get first pick since you are the returning champ.
Starship class is 500.
All right, he's going for
There we
Gusco.
go.
Oh, let me bring up my cheat sheet here. All right. And the USS Horizon.
What is Daedalus class?
Dang, he is
Nailed it.
just bam right off the bat with 1,000 points. You guys are in trouble. That's-
Well, I like that ship.
Oh,
All right, so that takes us to Indy.
let's go Bible Trek for 100.
All right. We met in the Mirror Universe. We met the Mirror Universe counterparts of the NX-01 crew in this 2-part episode. Biblically themed answer.
Oh, really? Geez, that can't be it then, can it? I'm gonna pass.
All right, number 1. Remember, sometimes people think that things that came from the Bible, they don't realize came from the Bible.
If I'm right, it's called In the Mirror Darkly.
So can you phrase that in the form of a question?
What is In the Mirror Darkly?
That is correct, sir. What is In a Mirror Darkly?
What's that from the Bible?
That's what I was thinking.
It's 1 Corinthians. Yeah, Picard quotes it in Nemesis as well.
The
Do you know
first
what the actual
Cardassians?
do you know what the actual quote is? Because I don't know it off the top of my head.
It says, "For now we see through a glass or a mirror darkly, but then face to face."
There you go. All right, so see, we're getting a Bible lesson too. All right, so number 1, your pick.
Starship classes for 100.
All righty,
Keep it easy.
the USS Odyssey.
Yes, this Odyssey. That
Yeah.
was, what is a galaxy?
Yes, the ugliest ship. Such an ugly, ugly ship. All right, back to Thomas.
Starship's 200.
Only 2? I'm shocked. All right. The USS Equinox. Oh, one of my faves.
What is Nova class?
That is correct, sir. Nova class. I love that little ship. All right, Indy.
Not Discovery for 100.
All right, my favorite new category. Star Trek. To launch an attack against Starfleet headquarters, even my people never attempted that. The changeling face of evil. Discovery. The bizarre orc-like creatures that are for some reason referred to as this alien race launch a fleet to attack Earth.
Who are the Klingons?
That is correct, sir. Klingons. I love that category. All right. Number 1.
I guess Starship classes for 3.
All right. The USS Rubicon.
USS Rubicon. No, I'm going to have to pass on that one.
Ooh, don't know that one. Thomas.
I'm not 100% it's the name of the class, but what is a roundabout?
Ooh, it is not a roundabout.
I can't remember the name of the class of it.
Yeah, it's not the class name.
Indy.
Let's see. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's the oh crap! Oh, it's not coming to me. Pass.
Jeez, Thomas, you should have just.
Is
looked
it
at
Yellowstone?
You were
Close.
closer. It was the Danube class.
I think in that one Voyager episode where Harry Kim went to Earth, was Earth. I think they were working on it. It was called the Yellowstone class, though. It was a different type of roundabout, though.
Yeah. I remember that one.
All right, so who made that pick? That was number 1. So your pick, Thomas.
Starships 400.
The USS Excalibur in TNG.
What is Excelsior?
Ooh, no, it is not Excelsior. Indy.
Pass.
Number 1.
You said TNG?
It is TNG,
Yes.
not the Excalibur from TOS.
Okay. What is...
You're going to kick yourself in a minute here, Thomas.
what is Ambassador?
That is correct.
You got it.
The Ambassador class.
There's only 5 different ships we see.
Yeah, in TNG, there's not that many.
Also featured in the book series.
All right, Indy, your pick.
Bible Trek for 200.
An alien request for engineering help turned out to be a trap for LaForge in this episode.
What is Samaritan Snare?
Very good. Yes, indeed. We make the ship go. And look at that score. We are all just inches away from tied up. 700, 600, 700. All right. And just like that, we are close as can be. Number 1, your pick.
Name Admiral for 100, I guess. We'll start easy.
The best of both worlds.
Who is Admiral? Dang, what is his name?
He was God in Star Trek V.
Yeah. Okay, so that rules out that guy. Yeah, it's not coming to me for some reason. I'll have to pass.
Thomas.
Who is Admiral Hansen?
Bop. Bop. Yes, indeed. All right, Thomas, your pick. Oh, guess I should go back to the board. There we go.
The one with the pictures of the people, whatever the.
Yes.
Yeah, for 100.
Who's this guy?
Who is Ambassador Saval?
That is correct. Good old Saval. All righty. So, Indy, that takes us back to you.
Dramatis Personae for 200.
Who's this chick?
Damn it. What is her? Oh God, these things are not. They're just not coming to me tonight. God damn it. It's the girl who pretended to be Joran. She's actually Cardassian in Voyager. Oh, what is her name? Oh, I passed. Hear me? I passed.
Just a second. I can't hear. I couldn't hear you because I got a super chat there.
Okay.
Because
Stephen Mulvey,
Stephen
$5.
donated 500.
I
Says
hereby cause
he's
Marshal
putting out a
Michael
court
Burnham to try and
martial
usurp me.
to have Burnham against Burnham for trying to usurp him. I support you in your attempt, sir. All right.
Good luck.
So what were you saying, Indy?
I can't think of her name, so I pass.
Okay, number 1.
Pass.
And Thomas?
Who is Seska?
Not to be confused with a refreshing citrus drink. Yes, Seska. Get it? Because, Fresca.
We see we now know what the Federation president is. In Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Part Cardassian and part Bajoran.
Yes. And part human. They actually said all three. And, which is like, so. All right, so what's next? That was, who was that?
That was me.
All right, so number 1, your pick.
I guess I'll try Admirals again for 200 this time.
Inter Arma Enum Silent Legis.
Sounds like a Star Trek Picard episode title.
Now, I believe that was Voyager, wasn't it? No.
This wasn't Voyager.
Oh, really?
It wasn't Picard either.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember which series.
Okay. In that case, it ain't Admiral Potty Mouth then.
No, it's not Admiral Potty Mouth. Remember, we do Star Trek, not Discovery. We even have a category that says so.
Well, that's Picard. That ain't Discovery. But anyway. Shit. I'm going to have to pass on this one, too, man.
All right, Thomas?
Who is Admiral Ross?
That is correct. Which series is this?
DS9.
Okay.
Remember, they were on an Intrepid class ship, though. Going to Romulus.
Oh, that's right. That's the episode. That's one where they were trying to get the Romulans and the Section 31 and all that crap. All right, so that takes us to Thomas.
The one I can't pronounce for 300.
All righty. Who's that guy?
Who is Cousin Gala?
That is correct. That is Gala. Good job, Thomas. All right, Indy.
Bible Trek for 500.
Ooh, going for the big money. The title of this DS9 episode is taken from the Book of Ecclesiastes. Did not know this one. I ain't gonna lie.
Pass.
So, number 1.
No, pass.
Thomas?
Pass.
That would be, what is Nor the Battle to the Strong?
Are you sure it's not Move Along Home?
I am sure it's not
Pretty
moving along home. Wow. Wow. Just, yeah. All right. So, let's see. That was Indy, right? So number one.
I guess I'll try going back to Admirals for 300. I know I'm not doing good with them, but whatever.
Home front.
Home front.
Yeah, you know, in front of your house. You got an admiral sitting there. You know, some people put little gnomes in front of their houses. Other people put admirals.
Yeah. Yeah, pass. They're not coming to me.
Thomas?
I can picture him. I just can't remember his name, so pass.
Indy?
I pass.
That would be Admiral Layton. And I had no idea.
Well, now that I saw it, I know.
I think we all know after we saw it, Thomas.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of seeing it. All right, Thomas, your pick.
Let me try to pronounce it. Dimitri Persona, whatever, for 400.
All right. Whoops. Wrong button. Who's that?
Who is Renak?
That is not Renak.
I pass.
Number one?
Well, it's a Romulan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is indeed a Romulan. Very good.
Does that count?
Just for, number one, you get 1 point. There you go. 1 point for figuring out that it's a Romulan.
It's a senator. I know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm right, his name starts with a P or something like that. I'm gonna guess what or who is Senator, if I'm right, Parmak?
It is not Parmak.
You're close though.
I'll let you keep the 1 point for figuring out that he's a Romulan, but you lose the other points for getting the
Pardak?
It's Pardak. Pardak.
Pardak. Okay, yeah. I knew it started with a P.
Remember, he was Spock's buddy.
Yeah. It started with a P, and I was trying to think, what is his name?
I don't know who I was thinking about then.
Yeah, I had no idea who you were thinking of, Thomas. I
think Renak is from In the Pale Moonlight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Indy, your guess.
Bible Trek for 300.
All right. In this episode, Sarek was a suspect in the murder of a Tellarite, Ambassador Gav. But, we did learn that Tilly can get Tellarites to stop arguing because she is so freaking awesome.
Was that really a Tellarite?
Yeah, he was a Tellarite.
Okay.
And Tilly got him to stop arguing because Tilly is the bestest.
It didn't look much like a Tellarite.
He had He had a pig nose.
Yeah. And what is Journey to Babel?
And yes.
Yep.
You're right. I'm sorry, but now anything that reminds me of All Is Possible is going to piss me off.
Oh, the guy who played the
worst episode ever. John, you should watch that episode and study that episode and make an entire category out of how horrible that episode is.
I don't know if I can stand it.
Whoever the guy is that played the Andorian ambassador in that episode,
he was slimy.
But he had such a great accent.
Oh yeah, my people are a violent race. Yeah.
Yeah. Creed.
Yeah. And then so he gets a Tellarite and an Orion to just get along, even though they've been fighting for centuries. What?
Yeah.
Ow!
She was really annoying at the
All right.
beginning of that episode.
No, at the beginning.
Well, I
I
mean,
only
the way
got
how
words from there. Sorry, go ahead.
the way how like peppy she was, and everyone's looking at her. I'm like, they were probably saying, "Okay, shut the hell up. Let's just do our job."
As soon as she sat in that captain's chair, I wanted the ship to blow up.
I was thinking, oh my God, they didn't hug it out when earlier in the episode, and then of course
Then they ended up hugging it out.
they ended up hugging it out anyway. Her and Adira.
And of course, the one person dies, but she comes out a stronger leader.
And do we know she actually is going to teach at the academy? Because
Yeah,
she was off for the job, but then she's like, "I want to go back home," and then she flies off.
I think she's. I think
She's hanging around the space station.
I don't care. She's gone. That's all I care about.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right, number one, your pick.
Well, no, she's coming back.
I don't care. Your pick.
Okay. I'm just
I
saying.
want her to be gone.
Well, she ain't gone completely.
I have got something better.
I guess I might as well just keep on.
And Cybok donated $1.
Cybok $1. What you fear is the unknown. The people of your planet once believed their world was flat. Columbus proved it was round. They said the
Really,
sound
really,
barrier could never
Cybok,
be
you're going to
broken.
put that
It
in
was
there?
broken. They said warp speed could not be achieved.
So Cybok puts the everything is wrong statement in about how Columbus proved the world was round, and that they said the sound barrier could never be broken, and that the warp barrier. Cybok, go away.
He just wants to take her pain away.
Yeah, there's too much pain. I don't think Cybok could even remove this level of pain right now. I'm sorry, number one. What were you picking?
I was saying I'll pick Admirals for 400.
All right.
I'm not going to know it, but what the hell?
Well, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, other than Kirk. Think Kirk's boss.
Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Got a couple of drinks.
It had he was talking to Admiral what's his face about going back to the Genesis planet, and the Admiral said, "No, you can't go there."
The word is no. I am therefore going anyway.
Yes. So who is the Admiral? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this category.
Hey, why ain't these coming to me? I know who he is, but I can't think of his damn name. So yeah, I'll have to pass, unfortunately.
All right, Thomas.
Pass.
Really? You don't know who he is?
I don't remember ever hearing his name in the
everything
episode.
about him.
I mean, movie.
Indy?
I'll pass.
Oh, come on! Were none of you guys there on movie night?
I work on movie night.
Well, I know that's your excuse, but come on.
I'm usually asleep by the time you get to the movie.
Admiral Morrow,
Yeah, does it ring
Chief of
a bell?
Operations at Starfleet.
Yeah. Yeah, that name ain't coming to me even now.
Wow.
A lot of that going around, number one. Number one.
Thomas.
The picture people won for 500.
Picture people.
Who's that?
Oh my god. Pass.
Indy?
Who is Commodore Stone?
Really? Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, it's not Commodore Stone.
You got his rank right.
Now I know.
Oh. It's the other one. Oh, crap. Anyway. All right.
Do you have any idea, number one?
Well, obviously.
A hint, it's not Commodore Stone.
Well, yeah, I know he ain't Commodore Stone.
It's not Admiral Murrow either.
No, yeah, and he ain't Commodore Decker. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not Commodore Decker.
I know who it is now. Shoot. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
You probably don't. You're probably thinking of the wrong guy.
Is it? Are you?
Well, yeah. I'll
number one.
Yeah, he
is
passed.
It Mendez?
Yeah, it's Mendez.
No, it's not Mendez.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's Commodore. Yes, it's Commodore Mendez, played by Malachi Throne. Damn it! Damn it! I'm off tonight.
Wait, his first name is Jose?
Yeah, and his middle initial is I.
Does he look like a Jose?
Yes, that's supposed to look like a Jose.
What, you got a problem with that? What are you, a racist? Which, by the way, on your cheat sheet, it's all wrong. On your cheat sheet,
it is.
Yeah, on the cheat sheet it says Kenley, which threw me off.
Oh, that was supposed to be for a different round. I think I may have got that. I guess I got that mixed. Oh wait, no, that's the Admiral category.
Oh,
in the DP category, I should say Mendez.
Uh-oh. Did you just give away an answer?
Maybe.
I already forgot the answer anyway.
All right.
Huh? Somebody's going to get something. All right, who asked that one?
Me.
All right, Indy.
Bible Trek for 400.
All right. Wow, not going to get the one that I may have accidentally just given away? All right. At the time of this episode, Aminiar 7 and Vindicar have been at war for nearly 5 centuries.
What is a taste of Armageddon?
Yes, indeed. What is a taste of Armageddon? Very good.
Way to eat it. My God, John.
Patience, my friend.
All right, number one.
See, Michael gets mad at me because I miss all the TOS questions.
Well, you got a TOS question.
TOS fan.
Not Discovery for 200.
All right, not Discovery for 2. Star Trek. Invisibility is theoretically possible, but the power cost is enormous. The Romulans may have solved that problem. Balance of Terror. Discovery. Klingon ships are commonly equipped with this piece of stealth technology.
What is a cloaking device?
Yes, I'm double checking my categories here because I seem to be off on everything. Yes, what is a cloaking device? Good job. Sorry. All right. Thomas.
Discovery for 300.
Star Trek. Starfleet doesn't want officers who will blindly follow orders without analyzing the situation. Redemption, Part 2. Discovery. A Starfleet cadet unknowingly passes a simulated test when she shows herself willing to shoot the superior officer rather than question some dubious orders.
In other words, who was she going to shoot?
You mean who the person was going to shoot?
Yes, yeah. When she shows herself willing to shoot this superior officer rather than question dubious orders.
Oh, who is Captain Pike?
Right.
Yes, indeed. Which is really, really stupid. But hey, you know, that's Discovery. All right, Indy.
Discovery for 400.
Star Trek. The first duty of every Starfleet officer is to the truth. Whether it's the scientific truth or historical truth or personal truth, the first duty. Discovery. When the ship travels to the future to escape already defeated control, the officers who remain behind lie to say they saw Discovery do this.
I'm gonna pass.
Number one.
When the ship travels to the future to escape already defeated control, monsters who remain behind lie and say they saw Discovery do this. Shit. Oh, what is blow up? I hope.
That is correct. Explode. Very, very good. Number one.
Yeah, I mean, what else could they say, right?
Yep. So yes, they say they blew it up real good. All right, number one, your pick.
Might as well stay with the Discovery for 5.
Star Trek. Try harder, Geordi. He's a member of your team. Try to find some way to help him make a positive contribution. Hollow Pursuits. Discovery. When a crew member, Edward Larkin, gets on her nerves, this captain promptly decides to transfer him to another ship while refusing to listen to him. So, what captain tries to transfer the annoying crew member?
Let's see. I remember Pike talking to her.
Yep.
At the beginning of the Goofy episode.
Would have been a really easy one if you were asking who was she trying to transfer.
Well, yeah, you said it in the title, in the thing, Edward Larkin. But anyway.
And some people are taking issue with the fact that I included this because it's from a short trek. I think a short trek is basically just a spin-off of Discovery for the most part. Yes, I know technically it's not the same show.
Yeah, man, what is her goofy name? Not coming to me. I have to pass.
All right, Thomas.
Pass.
Indy.
Pass.
It would be Lynn however you say her last name.
Yeah.
Lucer.
Also known as being the worst captain in Starfleet history.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she
Hey,
lost.
John, I think you got the guy's name wrong. The
Well,
guy's name was Matthew Bennett.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Burnham's giving her a run for the money as worst captain ever, but yeah.
Well, Burnham is now, in charge of all of Starfleet. So,
And Vulcan, or
Navarre.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Navarre.
All right. Ensign Rowe.
Pass.
Indy?
Pass.
Number one.
Pass.
Really? I told you guys earlier.
It was Admiral Kennedy. Of course it was.
Well, I knew it was a K, but I couldn't remember what he said after what the name was.
All right, so Thomas once again defeats Indy 2,200 to 1,500 to 1,100. All respectable scores. Well done, gentlemen. So thank you again. So, but amazingly, I was not expecting it, but there is actually a third round prepped, correct, John?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to play in a third round, Thomas, of course, has the reserve top spot because this is the night of the Thomas. Kind of like the Night of the Lupus. If you've ever seen that movie, this is the Night of Thomas. So, Indian number one, stay put if you want to play. Unless two people join in, you guys can stay put. But we'll see what happens here in a minute while I'm getting the third board loaded up.
So did you watch The Expanse yet?
I have not. Have you?
No, not yet. I was too busy.
Yeah, I've been working on getting the Christmas special ready. And so, which has been, that'll be interesting. Oh, I see. I actually had 4 there. But Mercer's there. Hey, Mercer.
Thomas, I'm glad you finally were able to come up and participate.
Let me get my microphone.
Yes, great.
My headphones. Hold on.
Oh, luckily I was off tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to play for once because you've been you provided so much for us to be able to play with all those pictures, which I truly appreciate.
Yeah, so John, I told John's not going to use them because unlike Matthew, who played with his own category,
yeah, and
unlike Bird, who played with his own category.
Yeah, but he still loses.
Well, Matthew won.
Matthew did win, but Bird lost, even though he should have won.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, there was one that John did the Axonar, and when he put the question in on Discord, I'm like, I don't even know what the answer is now. Because he's talking about a fan film. I'm like, what, a fan film? I don't have any ships from fan films.
Because that's a little bit too obscure there.
That is a good looking ship, though. The Axonar ship, that's a nice looking ship.
Yeah, they're good, but I still have this just like...
Sorry, I had the Gelosia.
That's all right. I have this deep-seated thing about fan films because since they're not canon, no matter what they do and how good they are, they just don't count,
Yeah.
And so I kind of have a problem there. All right, so now...
Except in Star Wars.
Well, don't get me started about Star Wars. The thing about Star Wars, Star Wars, The Mandalorian is great. And since The Mandalorian takes place before the sequel trilogy, just don't watch the sequel trilogy. You can watch all things Star Wars, just not the sequel trilogy, and it's fine.
Yeah, I really hate the sequels.
Yeah,
I don't like any of them.
I'll tell you, I don't mind The Force Awakens. Unfortunately, it's just the Last Jedi just kind of breaks it, and so if they had potential and then they just ruined it.
I don't even like The Force Awakens.
So Jordan, are you planning on playing, or you?
Yeah, I'll play.
All right, so
I got pissed off with the cats because I just got done finishing up. I got all but one window done. The cats took down three of the windows.
All right.
Oh crap!
Yeah, don't piss you off.
All
right, so then I gotta kick number one and Indy out of here because otherwise things will go
Unless
crazy.
you guys want to play, I don't have to play if you want to play.
Well, that's up to Indy at number one. I didn't know if I let you guys fight it out there.
Yeah, I did like Palpatine though in the last one until he got himself killed.
I thought he was creepiest in the last one.
Dead, don't you know?
I don't like any of the sequels.
Yeah, he has 1,000 clones. He ain't dead. What are you talking about?
Hey, wait, hold on. Hold on. Before we're going all down the rabbit hole, we need to figure out who's playing here. So besides Thomas, we have Jordan, and so then one of the three of you. So which one of you?
Mercer can play in my place.
No, it's all right. Well, all right. If you want me to, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, then what about number one? Do you want to play over me?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
All right, so number one and Indy, get on out of here.
Number one, you can play if you want.
Mercer, shut up. Mercer, shut up. You're playing. All right, so
we're Squidward. We need a.
We don't need someone to get a negative 5,000 score today.
It's not going to be easier to win.
25,000.
All right, so we got Thomas, and then we got Jordan, and then we've got Mercer. All right, Thomas. Same categories. Can't wait to see what we got going on this time around. And
Might as well do what I did last time. Starships for 500.
All right, let's see what we got. The USS Sidak. Ooh, man, I don't remember that one.
I think, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna pass.
All right, so Jordan.
Wasn't that what is the Miranda class?
Holy moly! Yes, it is. Well done, Jordan.
Yeah, it was the battle to retake Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
I just didn't remember. I knew how it was spelled. I mean, it looked familiar, but
We just lost the SeaTac and the Majestic. We're on our
yeah,
way.
yeah. Of course, I thought it was an E, but you know.
Best battle ever filmed.
All right. So, well done, Jordan. Sorry, I can't call you Michael Burnham. Sorry, I had to change your name. All right. So, all right.
Well, I can change it back to Gorilla.
Well, that's fine. But yeah, I'm not calling you Michael Burnham. All right. So, what
That was as a joke for Mr. President.
Your pick.
Let's go with Starship classes for 400.
All right. Starship classes for 400. The USS Bellerophon. Wow, you're killing me this time. What's the Bellerophon?
What is the Intrepid class?
Holy moly! Watch out, Jordan. Jordan's going to give Thomas a run for his money this time around. All right,
well,
Marcy.
You always have Thomas takes a shelf for ships, so I've been studying up on ships.
All right, Mercer.
I'll take Dramatis for 400.
Dramatis for 400. Going for the big money. Who is this guy?
Who is Commander Dolan?
Wow, you guys are just all over the place here. I am just, wow. All right, my brain is hurting. All right, Thomas.
Ships for 300.
The USS Bozeman. Okay, I know.
What is Constellation?
No, it is not a constellation. All right, Jordan, what's the Bozeman?
That was one from that looping episode. It was a Soyuz class.
That is correct, the Soyuz class, which was a variant of the Miranda. I would have, I'm surprised.
I would have guessed Miranda. I was thinking Miranda.
Yeah, you look at it and you say that's a Miranda. But even though it's clearly just a Miranda with some guns on it, they call it a Soyuz class.
Yeah, but those aren't supposed to be guns, though.
Yeah, but they're clearly guns.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's like, they're obviously guns. I don't care what you try to tell me they are, they're guns.
Is that the one with the little weird triangle-shaped dish on the top? The triangle-shaped thing on the top that they glued onto the top of the Miranda?
It has like turrets on the top and the bottom that have. It's basically a kit bash of a Miranda and like a classic World War II battleship. That's what it looks like.
No, I'm thinking of something else then.
Yeah. It's the one from Cause and Effect, which I watched just the other day. I love that episode.
Fantastic teaser on that one.
Yeah. All right, so who picked that one? That was Thomas, right? So, Jordan, your pick.
Let's go with Dramatis Personae for 100.
All right, who's that?
What was that lady's name in Star Trek 4? Oh, God. Oh.
I think it's Matthew Bennett.
Oh.
Damn, I can't.
God. Who's that? Charles? Who is? What? Dr. Taylor. That was.
Say that again?
Was it Dr. Taylor?
It is not Dr. Taylor. I'm sorry.
Well, that is her last name. She is a doctor.
Well, she is a doctor. Well, yeah. So what do you say, judges?
No, I think it's close enough.
All right. The judges say yes, so you get it. It is Jillian Taylor.
Okay.
All right. Mercer.
I'll take Dramatis for 500.
Wow, going for the big money. Who's that?
Pass.
Thomas?
Pass.
Jordan?
He was in that think tank in Voyager. Oh,
I don't know. This is a perfect example of why Star Trek ran out of ideas for aliens, and everybody was just a variant of bumpy heads.
There's actually a script that they didn't film for Deep Space Nine called "The Attack of Aliens with Bumps on Their Forehead."
I've always been. I'm a pass.
This would be Kuros.
Kuros. Okay, yeah.
Not to be confused with churros.
You sure that's not Cronus?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Cronus, the guy in the chat. That's what he looks like.
Kronos.
Well, it could be true. I don't know.
Yeah, we've never seen Kronos' face, so yeah, it could be. All right, so that was whose pick again?
That's my pick, so it's Thomas's turn.
All right, Thomas, your pick.
Starships 100.
The Lexington from TOS.
What is Constitution?
Yes, pretty much anything from TOS is a Constitution. All right, Jordan.
Unless you want us to name the class of a Tholian ship.
For 200.
All right. The Pegasus.
That was an Oberth. What is an Oberth?
That is correct, sir. An Oberth class.
They're so indestructible it gets right stuck in an asteroid.
Yep. The Oberth. Isn't the Oberth, according to lore, made of like 17% explodium or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. All right. So
Lore forgets about that one then.
Back to Mercer.
I'll take Dramatis 300.
Who's that?
Who is Mott?
That is indeed Mott, who apparently has a chain by the Picard era. All right, back to you, Thomas.
Same category for 200.
All right, let's see what we got. Who's that?
Oh God, what is her name?
That's the question is.
Yeah. She's Parkadassian and Parpajoran. Do I get a point?
You do get 1 point for that. Very good, Thomas.
I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Pass.
All right. Who is Tora Zial?
That is correct, Zial. Whoops. And by the way, I wonder if she is like the well, no, she's dead, so she can't be the great-great-great-grandmother of the Federation president. But,
Sure she could.
Well, she's dead.
It's Discovery.
Well, that's true. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot it's Discovery, so forget. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas.
Hey, Zial could have had a daughter that nobody knew about.
All right, Mercer.
I'll take Bible for 300.
Bible for 3. Dr. Severin and his followers learned the hard way in this episode that their long sought-for paradise was actually poisonous.
What is the way to Eden?
That is correct. And you had to mention this one. You had to mention this one.
Sure it's not Arena.
Yeah. I hate that episode. All right, Thomas.
Bible Trek for 100.
All right. A medical treatment gone awry caused the crew of the Enterprise D to transform into prehistoric creatures in this episode that makes no freaking sense because they don't understand evolution clearly based on the writing of this craptastic episode.
Directed by Gates McFadden.
What
is Genesis?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Genesis.
And she was actually pretty good at
Genesis!
She actually did a pretty good job filming it.
There are elements of Genesis that are good. Like, I like the initial mystery aspect when they're first coming onto the Enterprise and trying to figure out what's going on. But, yeah, evolution doesn't work to where people just de-evolve to random creatures.
Can I ask a question about
all the humans would de-evolve to the same thing.
Can I ask a quick unrelated question about this episode? According to what I've heard, Worf has the ability to arm or disarm a photon torpedo from his console when it's being fired. So this is the only episode that I've seen where they actually went after a photon torpedo that didn't hit something, right?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Why don't they just disarm it? Were they out of range?
Must be.
Anyway, all right. I've just never seen
but yeah,
on a mission to find a torpedo before.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But, I mean, you would think, because photon torpedoes are huge explosive devices, so it would make sense that any time a photon missed its target, eventually you would go retrieve it. But, because you wouldn't want, matter, antimatter warheads just floating around the universe.
Oh, come on.
I guess, like I said, Worf would dearm it from his console, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking the fun out of it.
Well, if it's the Federation, I mean, like the Klingons, they'd be fine with it. They'd be like, let it hit somebody. Only the strong survive. But, the Federation, they care. All right, whose pick is it?
Thomas's.
Thomas, your pick.
I thought it was Jordan because I did the Genesis one.
No, I thought I did. You did. Okay.
All right, Jordan, your pick.
Let's crack the name the Admiral category for 100.
All right. Insurrection. Wow, you just want to burn me today, don't you? Dang. And I see what's coming, by the way, John, and I'm going to punch you for it, just so you know.
Who is Daughtry?
Judges?
It's pronounced a little bit differently, but I think you have the right name.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. It's what's the proper pronunciation? I'd suck at it. So
I believe it's Dougherty.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Isn't it the episode where they have a character named Arafo?
Arafo, yes.
Yeah. And they have a couch on the ship. They have like a big couch on the bridge.
Whoops. It's also one of the most hypocritical films, but anyway. All right, Mercer, your pick.
I will take Bible Trek for 200.
All righty. In this episode, Enterprise was tasked with transporting the Tellarite ambassador to peace conference with the Andorians.
What is Babel 1?
That is correct, sir. Very good. All right, Thomas. Time to come from behind, buddy.
Admiral for 200.
All righty. The Pegasus.
Well, he was in Lost, but, pass.
You don't know? You really don't know? Come on. I think you're throwing the game here, Thomas.
No, I can't remember his name.
All right. Jordan?
Who was Pressman?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Who was Pressman?
That's correct, sir. Admiral Pressman.
I don't know if you ever saw Lost, but he was
I've only seen
John Locke.
No, I've only seen a couple episodes of it because.
And in one episode, one character says, we're like red shirts, and he goes, "What's a red shirt?" And he says, "You never saw Star Trek?" And he's like, "Nope."
Wow.
Even though he played an admiral on the show.
That is funny. I did not know that. That is hilarious. So a guy who actually was on Star Trek played an idiot when it comes to Star Trek on another show. A show, by the way, created by J.J. Abrams, who would go on to direct Star Trek. So, all right. So, go figure. All right. And so, Jordan, your pick.
Let's go with the Admiral for 300.
The Offspring.
Oh. Who was Halftel?
That is correct, sir.
Yeah.
Admiral Halftel. And Jordan is running away with this one. All right, Mercer, your pick.
I'll take Admirals for 500.
All right. Looks like Chrysler's.
Chrysalis, yes.
Who is Admiral Patrick?
Patrick Starr. That is correct.
That's a stupid question.
I love that. I love those guys.
All right, Jordan and Mercer are neck and neck, or tentacle and tentacle. All right, and back to you, Thomas.
Admiral for 400.
All right, Rapture.
Pass.
Jordan. You there, Jordan?
Oh. I'm going to pass on this one.
Mercer.
Pass. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm going to kill myself when you show the answer.
I think it starts with a W, but that's about
Watley.
Watley.
Ah.
By the way, I watched Into Darkness the other day, and that Admiral was awesome.
Oh, Admiral, I'm forgetting his name.
RoboCop, Admiral RoboCop was awesome.
He was a good evil admiral. I'll give you that. For the many evil admirals, it seems like, boy, how did Starfleet ever function as such a wonderful utopian organization with how many evil admirals they had?
Were they evil or were they just stupid?
Well, that was Admiral Marcus, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Marcus,
yeah,
his
Admiral
father.
Marcus. Yes, thank you.
I just really liked his performance, especially when he talks to Kirk over the view screen.
Yeah, son. Yeah. All right, so whose pick is it? No,
He's playing you.
Whose pick is it? Who picked the last one?
I think it's Jordan. Did you pick that last one?
No, I think that was that you, Thomas.
I think it was me.
All right.
Yeah, so it's your pick,
Jordan, I guess. Hopefully.
Well, let's crack Discovery for 100.
Crack Discovery. Star Trek. Has there ever been a mutiny on a starship before? Absolutely no record of such an occurrence, Ensign Litholian Webb. Discovery. Despite the fact that the charge is supposed to involve conspiracy, this character's actions on the Shinzo are reportedly described as mutiny.
Who is Burnham?
Yes.
That's Supreme Leader of the Universe, Burnham.
Yes.
The best character in all of Star Trek, and actually all of fiction.
Now Supreme Leader of the Universe.
Fiction.
Yeah, you need to make sure you add that now. From now on, it's Supreme Leader Burnham or whatever.
Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Michael Burnham is the greatest character that ever
Mercer, yeah, I'm going to take away all your points if you say that again. All right, what's the pick? Make your pick.
I'll take Bible for 500.
All right. Generally considered the worst of TOS, this episode's title is a paraphrase of a verse from Isaiah.
What is "and the children shall lead"?
Yes, and this is why I'm going to punch John in the face, because he put the way to Eden and "in the children shall lead" in the same board. Man, how...
Did you know they reference this episode in the movie Zodiac?
No, but that just makes that movie worse.
Because one of the characters played by Brian Cox was this lawyer guy, and he was the guy that played the genie-like creature in the episode. I forget the character's name.
It's just called a Gorgon. All right, so thank you for hurting my feelings there. All right, Thomas, your pick.
Bible Trek.
Keiko's error about her husband's coffee drinking habits was instrumental in saving the lives of O'Brien and Bashir in this episode.
Pass.
Seriously?
I'm sure I know, but I can't think of the name. Pass.
Jordan?
That was What is Armageddon Game?
That is what is Armageddon Game.
Yeah, it's the one with the harvesters there, Thomas.
I think Thomas is throwing the
And,
game. I think Thomas.
And they went and killed all the scientists.
I think somebody paid off Mr. Potts here.
Yeah, I know what the episode's about. Yeah.
All right, Jordan, your pick.
Well, let's take STD for 200.
Star Trek. Vulcans believe that peace should not depend on force. Journey to Babel. Discovery. This ambassador orchestrates a plan to wipe out the Klingon homeworld.
Oh, God. God, what was her name? That was, what is it? Cornwell?
It was not Cornwell.
Oh.
Mercer.
Remember
Pass.
The first quote's part of the clue, just so you know.
And Thomas.
Who is Giorgio?
Really?
I guess that wasn't clear enough.
It's this ambassador orchestrates a plan to wipe out the Klingon homeworld.
Is it Laurel?
I thought it was her that was doing it.
Wait,
No, she was
when
an
was
admiral.
Giorgio? Giorgio was a captain.
Cornwell was an admiral.
And Vulcans is part of the clue. Vulcan ambassador. Put two and two together.
I know it now. Now it's figured out my screw up.
So Thomas, tell me who was a Vulcan ambassador.
I already said who those though, so you take.
Yeah,
the
but you can tell me who was a Vulcan ambassador.
Who is Sarek?
All right, there you go. It's not like you're gonna win. All right, so
Yeah, Cornwell and Sarek worked together on that. That's why I threw in the Vulcan quote. The whole thing
Right.
would be a clue.
all right, who picked that one? Jordan?
Yeah.
All right, Mercer, your pick.
500.
Star Trek, there is no technology to block telepathic transmissions, Doctor. Night Terrors. Discovery, Amanda hides Spock by using these objects that can block telepathic links.
Pass.
Thomas.
Pass.
Jordan?
Yeah.
What are Katra stones? Katra stones. All right, Thomas, 300 or 400?
400.
Star Trek. Is there no way to recrystallize dilithium? Sorry, sir, we can't even do that in the 23rd century. Star Trek 4. Discovery. The princess of this planet invents a method to recrystallize dilithium.
Pass.
Jordan.
Pass.
Mercer.
Pass.
It's Zahia, or however you say it. And finally,
A short track, no?
she was in a short trek and she was in Discovery. So she was in Discovery Season 2 as well as a short trek. Star Trek, our official designation is Section 31. Never heard of it. We keep a low profile. Inquisition. Discovery, everyone knows about Section 31, in part because their agents openly wear these identifying items. It's your pick, Jordan, so...
Oh, what is the black com badge?
That is correct. A black badge.
Hey, I will offer Thomas all my points there if he can answer a question for me.
If you can, you're offering Thomas points if he can say what now?
I'll offer him all my points if he can answer my question here.
What's your question?
All right. In Star Trek: The Voyage Home, there, the scene with the punk with the boombox on the bus, that was inspired when Leonard Nimoy was in a certain city there. When he kept hearing this music playing, he couldn't figure it out, and he turned the corner there, and there's this kid playing a boombox on his shoulder there. He just wished he could do the nerve pinch and knock him out. What city was he in?
Wait, what?
All right, the scene that was inspired by a real life event where he nerve pinched that kid, that punk on the bus there, that's inspired from a real life event. What city was Leonard Nimoy in when that happened?
So
I have no idea.
It's a real big city.
New York City.
Oh, Mercer got it. I just read that article today. I found that funny.
That's Kirk Thatcher that plays the punk. And he played the same character in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. I tried to help you, Thomas.
That's okay. Look,
Thomas played the same character in Star Trek Homecoming.
Thomas won 2 out of the 3 games that we played tonight, so Thomas has nothing to be embarrassed about. You did very well, my friend.
It's Matthew's fault.
Yes, I see you changed your name too. It's Matthew's fault. And
good categories this week.
I have got something better.
And thank you, Cybok, who donated $1, and of course,
Sibok $1. The Great Barrier is the
talking about
ultimate
the Great
expression
Barrier.
of this universal fear.
I hate you,
It is an
Cybok.
extension of personal
I hate
fear.
you.
Captain Kirk, I so
Yeah, I
much
got a
want your
question here,
understanding.
though. What's the
I
difference
want your
between
respect.
like
Are you afraid to hear
phaser
me out?
emitter and the other thing we were talking about, like phaser? It wasn't a phaser bank, but something phaser. Like, what's the difference between all those?
What's the difference between what? A phaser bank and what?
Well, they said phaser emitter, but I can't think of the other thing. It was a phaser something.
Well, the phaser, are you probably thinking like a phaser strip, like what we see in the TNG era. The phaser bank is what they have in TOS and TMP. And that's basically where the phasers are these, you have like on a Constitution, you have on the saucer section 6 phaser banks, 3 on top, 3 underneath. And each phaser bank has 2 ball-shaped emitters. And so 2 facing forward, 2 facing port, 2 facing starboard. And the banks, the reason they're called a phaser bank is because each one is charged by, in the case of the refit, directly from the warp core.
Oh,
and
I have a trivia question.
Phaser array, I meant. What's the difference between a phaser array and a phaser emitter?
A phaser array is what you see on like the Galaxy class ships and stuff. And so what they do is the phaser array can shoot in any direction, which gives you a larger firing arc, more flexibility. But the difference is that you don't have each bank charged individually, which means that you can run out of juice faster if your warp core is shut off.
So that's the difference between an emitter and an array?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a trivia question.
What's up?
Who here knows the coordinates of the Ganymede dry dock? You just have to remember 4 numbers.
No clue.
I don't know.
Come on, you can't. What's the 3rd number again? Remember that?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. Yeah, you ask me questions like that.
Ganymede
And
dry
I have
dock.
no
Yeah,
idea.
orbiting Jupiter. Ganymede orbits Jupiter. That's my hint.
3.
No.
I have no
You gotta
idea.
give me 4 numbers.
No, I don't know, Mercer. I have no idea.
All right. 23, 17, 46, 11.
I do know that I have my tickets.
That was from Into Darkness when Khan
Right.
is giving them all those quotes.
No, I remember that. I knew what you were talking about, but
Okay.
but
I thought
I
you'd get
didn't
it from-
I didn't remember
from
the
my
numbers. I will
I thought
tell.
you'd get it because Scotty had to remember the numbers.
Right. But I didn't remember the actual numbers. I will tell you that I'm very excited. I have my tickets for Spider-Man for next Thursday at 3:15 in the afternoon. And
I'm not going to see that movie.
I know you don't care about it, but I'm very excited for it. And
How did you get tickets?
on the AMC movie app.
Right.
And in fact, it's sold out for opening day and most of the next. So,
Nice. Congrats on getting tickets.
well, yeah, that's why I got the tickets already. So what we're gonna do? My son goes to my son goes to a church thing on Thursday afternoons. Usually, my wife and my son go, and I do stuff around the house. But next Thursday, we're going to go to the movie, all three of us, and then we're going to take him to the church thing, and I'm going to live stream from the car after the movie to talk about, what I thought of the movie. And then I'll basically be on camera, and the wife will be looking on her phone at the chat and telling me any questions that people may have. I'm going to do a spoiler-free talk, basically.
I'll probably watch it, but I'm not eager to see it.
But I'll talk about general stuff. Well, I know you don't care about it, but I will tell you, most fans of Spider-Man and the MCU and stuff are very stoked right now because it's we're less than a week away. Yeah. And like every time they keep releasing these little mini trailers every single day, and it's just getting people more and more stoked because they're just like the stuff they're releasing isn't giving away plot details, but just enough little bits of information to get people a little bit excited.
They got you in the palm of their fingers.
No, it's the palm of their fingers. Is that a thing?
Palm of their hand. Sorry.
Maybe now you can go to see Ghostbusters.
Too bad.
No, I want to see Ghostbusters, but I'm not going to. I've told you, Spider-Man's the only movie that we're going to the theater to see.
There are probably not going to be many people watching Ghostbusters now, so
yeah.
And you could be the only person in the movie theater.
Well, and we're actually and one thing that I did, and part of the reason we're seeing such an oddball time of the showing is that the tickets that I bought are in between some of the handicap seating, so there'll be nobody sitting near us, which I do on purpose, because I'm paranoid like that.
When Nemesis came out, the only tickets I could get were a midnight showing because everything else was sold out.
Well, back then, on Thursday, it's like I remember, like back when Nemesis came out, you would have like the opening day would be a Friday, and then Thursday they would do like midnight showings, or maybe like a 10 o'clock p.m. showing. Now opening day is just Thursday.
I'll tell you what, if I'll see Spider-Man if Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs enters one of the portals and comes into the movie.
I believe I see that in a trailer. Hey, Salty, how's Matt's wife doing?
How's what?
How's Matt's wife doing?
As far as they're doing okay. It's funny because when I talked to Matthew briefly today, and it was actually kind of funny because he told me that he wasn't going to be able to do the movie night this week, and then he said, "Well, I'm really glad that we're not doing the movie night this week because he's sick as a dog today." And I'm like, "Dude, what is with you?"
You must have cooked something again.
Yeah, and it's like, seriously, I mean, it's like, man, but I am working very hard at making a fun-filled romp for next week with featuring, it's going to be kind of a double feature because it's two short movies, but they add up to I think what will be fun. We're going to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which of course features, just a horrifically evil Santa Claus.
Are they going to be children friendly?
Children friendly?
Can you edit,
not little kids. No, I would definitely say no.
Okay,
Can you edit that Rudolph episode so that way we can watch Bortus and John and Gordon watching it, and then we can watch the entire movie with them? Remember when they watch Rudolph in the episode about a girl? They actually watch Rudolph. Maybe you can edit it so we actually watch it with them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In the episode, the third episode of Orville, Bortus and Gordon and John make Bortus watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Well, except that I can't do that on YouTube because then I would get struck by copyright.
Okay.
And Boris is like, they were going to euthanize Rudolph or something, but they didn't. Remember, it's the one when they
was never
had
on the table.
But as far as children friendly, because obviously if you've seen Rudolph, you know what's in it. But I would say there's going to be some political humor in it, and There's also, you know, Bird of Prey's signature line that he likes to yell when he's angry is repeated in it a lot, which, you know, is not particularly child friendly. You know, it starts with "son of a," and so, although I do take the last word of that line, and I cleverly, because I did think that, well, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I don't want it to be too vulgar, so the last word of that, you know, the "son of a," and then that last word, I actually edited that last word so that it's looped backwards, so it plays like "son of a nitch." You know, so it sounds a little weird, but it is Bird's classic line, and you know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, I was just asking because I was pleased to say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was thinking maybe let my kids stay up.
Yeah, I wouldn't if they're little. just being honest.
But the
worst the other movie you were going to watch?
The worst thing is saying son of a bitch. My kids heard worse than that from my mouth.
Well, there's also implied horrible things happening to a particular elf.
Then yep. That I'll cross the line.
Yeah, it's implied, but it's yeah.
You know, Matthew and Salty are in that movie. I showed John in Discord.
Oh, did you?
Matthew's the elf who's never finished his things, and you're the supervisor yelling at him to finish it.
Yes.
And it's Nomad he's working on.
No, there's all I can say is that there's no proof that is me. Let me see. I'll find the image here for you guys.
And like I said to John, for some reason he's painting Nomad red.
I just want to see what stuff that Matthew does.
So did you like the elf that is clearly not me?
That has to be you. Who's angry and grumpy.
That doesn't make him me. So you think that an elf, just because he's an elf and he's grumpy, that makes him me?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. Let's see.
He's a very stubborn elf.
And did you show him the slight alteration of Santa's hat?
No, I didn't. No, I just showed him like a picture from them and pointed out who these people were.
Let's see, that's Bird. Where is... Looking for... Trying to see, what was that file name? There's Bird appearing. Rudolph hat. That hat is going to take is the biggest amount of work. Let's see. It's Christmas.
And Cinnamon says it looks like he has rabies.
It looks like what?
Looks like he has rabies.
Of course, Cinnamon's going to say that. Well, Cinnamon is just obsessed with rabies. I think Cinnamon has rabies.
Yeah, like I said to you, that Santa looks like he's going on a hunting trip.
Oh, there it is. Salt.
Brains are made by these elves.
You're so lucky to have taken Santa Trekker. I wish I can go see the movie, but I can't.
All right, here we go. So let's see. Share screen. There we go.
Yeah, there's Salty and Matthew, and there's Nomad.
I gotta say, it kind of looks like you, Salty Trekker.
Matthew is a natural blonde, which explains a few things.
Yeah. And just because this elf happens to hate first contact, purely coincidence. I just don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's been this is the challenge here is trying to get this done in such a short amount of time. Because I've been working.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you, whoever that was.
You never know. Maybe Matthew would cancel again.
Well, no, I hope not, because because we got to do this before Christmas.
Yeah.
See, it looks like he's going hunting.
He's going deer hunting.
He just needs a gun.
Does it say make the neutral zone great again? Oh, make the North Pole great. I thought it said make the neutral zone great again.
Now, the hard part is to make that follow that hat around, which is what I've been working on. And what I've been doing, make that blurry to blend in with the rest of it, because obviously that stands out the way it looks right there. Which I've been learning how to do that. So it actually looks much better than that in the editing of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You should give him an Iron Maiden T-shirt or something too.
Or a T-shirt with bird on it.
So, like, here is part of a clip.
No, give him a T-shirt that says "Go climb a rock."
So check this little clip from the actual show. You can see it on his hat there, and see as he walks.
Well, Donner, where's the new member of the family?
Wow.
You can see it warp around as he looks. That is hard to do.
That's pretty impressive. That is really impressive.
So, because you got to try and distort it as he turns to the side and stuff like that, so that it looks like it's, on there.
It's pretty cool.
And it's very, the problem is that, like, usually you would use like a tracker, which I've been trying to use the tracker as much as I can, but because this is such old and low resolution footage, the tracker can only do so much. And so it just constantly goes wacko with it and stuff. So I've been having to do a lot of manual stuff. But fortunately, Santa doesn't wear that hat all the time. And of course, we all know what a jerk Santa is in this. But, well, if you don't know, you'll find out. So
I know I don't remember.
You don't remember what a jerk Santa is?
No.
Oh man, it starts out like right towards the beginning. Now of course Rudolph has a red nose.
Yes.
Right, and which is unusual. And so this scene right here that I was showing you is Santa coming in because Donner just had a new baby, and. Just after that scene, the Santa's like, "Oh well, let's check out the new baby," right? And so he walks over, and Rudolph's nose starts glowing, and he's like, "Whoa!" And Donner's like, "Well, I'm sure he'll grow out of it." And he goes, "Well, he better if he ever wants to be on my sleigh team."
Wow!
And it's like, what? So and basically, it's like instantly. Rudolph is relegated to you will never amount to anything because you're different.
Damn, gone.
And so Santa tells Rudolph that he can never be on the sleigh team because he's got a red nose. When the reindeer start training to be, and all that, Rudolph shows a natural aptitude for flying. He's far better at flying than the other reindeer, and he hides his nose by covering it up with this like weird nose cover.
Coal dust or something, yeah.
And so he shows how great he is at flying, and Santa's like, "Wow, he's really good." And then the cover falls off, and they see that he was just faking it, that his nose was normal. And they're like, "Oh, well, too bad. He's still got the red nose. Guess he's never going to be on the team."
Yep. Too bad I didn't recognize Rudolph just because he changed the color of his nose.
Right. And so they like, "Screw you, pal. You can't be on the team."
Actually, it was just mud. But
Terrible nose profiling.
Well,
Yeah,
it was mud
yeah.
in the cave, but then later Donner constructed a prosthetic nose. That he
with the hands that Donner apparently has.
Yes.
He made something.
Yeah, I don't know what they constructed it out of or how. Maybe they made a deal with like black market elves, you know, made a toy nose or something, you know.
It was a clown nose painted black.
Yeah. But it's really jacked up, you know. And then, of course, oh no, we have to cancel Christmas because the storm's so bad. Oh, hey, Rudolph, you can help us out. I guess you can be on the sleigh team after all.
I guess you can replace your father as the lead reindeer.
Because you can help us out, now you can be on the sleigh team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, and by the way, never, I mean, Santa says, oh, maybe I was wrong. But there's not I'm so sorry. There's not the big apology. There's just like, oh, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, will you guide my sleigh tonight? That's literally that line is in there. But it's not, oh, I am so sorry. No, it's, oh, Rudolph, will you guide my sleigh? And Rudolph's like, it would be an honor, Santa. And it's like, wait, where's the big I'm sorry? Where's the, hey, we were all so wrong? You know? No, it's just, hey, Rudolph, you know, let's you know, your slave master needs you to be hitched up.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, you're not getting paid.
Yeah. Okay, who can name all of Santa's reindeer?
Oh, come on, Dash. You know Dasher and
Pinky,
Dancer.
Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Yeah.
Dasher and Dancer and Donner and Blitzen, Comet and Cupid.
Dancer and Kissing.
What are the dinosaurs' least favorite? What is the dinosaur's least favorite reindeer?
Was it Vixen one of them?
Yeah.
Vixen was one, yeah.
Yeah, but what is
Vixen
the
was the
dinosaur's
slutty one.
What is the dinosaur's least favorite reindeer?
I would assume Comet.
Comet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, on a separate note, I heard that George Perez, the famous artist from DC Comics, is terminally ill with cancer.
Oh.
The guy that draws like the best DC covers.
I would assume he's pretty darn old at this point. If
He's 67.
really,
and,
that's all.
Yeah, he was the guy that drew the Crisis on Infinite Earths cover. He was the best.
He's drawn. I got a ton of George Perez's work. So
he's probably the best at making like his females look strong without making them muscular. He has a talent, like, because I hate it when they make like Wonder Woman or Supergirl like super muscular. He makes them so that they look strong, but they don't look like overly muscular. I like that way he does that. Yeah, he's a great artist.
So did you like Hawkeye?
Yes, and I did like the tie-in to Black Widow, and I mean, you know, obviously you saw it coming a mile away, but I mean, if you saw the end of Black Widow, it's like we've been waiting for it. So
I like the show so far as well.
Yeah, so I'm wondering when is, and I can't remember Natasha's sister's name.
Yelena?
Yeah, Yelena. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm wondering when is she going to find out that Clint is not evil? You know, that's you know, that's really the only thing I'm wondering. Like, will she find out that Clint is not bad? That he didn't murder Natasha? That he actually was, you know, he was trying to kill himself.
I'm curious about that Armor War show that they got in the pipeline.
That I'm really looking forward to as well. I mean, like I said, so far I've yet to see anything come out of Marvel that I haven't at least enjoyed. So, Armor Wars, definitely looking forward to.
What's that about?
That's gonna
the technology that Stark develops gets in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
Basically, is the very basic premise of it.
Right. It's basically a War Machine series. It's pretty much what you're going to expect.
I think Justin Hammer gets his hands on the Iron Man technology.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll probably see some Justin Hammer in it. Obviously, we'll have War Machine. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like Ironheart and possibly Pepper Potts in Rescue again. But it'll definitely be centered around War Machine, and possibly a couple of new armor characters.
Well, it's a woke flop already.
Of course. I'm sure the Phantom Menace has already determined that the ratings for it have been horrible. It's the ratings. Apparently, somehow they can see the ratings for everything.
Where you speaking?
Can I ask a separate question? What is all your favorite versions of Christmas Carol that you guys are going to watch this year?
Personally, I don't give a crap about. I've never cared about the Christmas Carol story. I've never, I've never cared about the story that much. I thought that, honestly, the story of Ebenezer Scrooge. I mean, it's an okay story. Don't get me wrong, but I think the first time I saw the story of Ebenezer Scrooge was a parody of the story. And when I say I don't mean like a silly zany parody, but like, you know how like back in the day, every show did their version of it, right? Like where the main character was visited by 3 ghosts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I didn't realize that was like a classic story. And then somebody said, "Oh, you got to watch A Christmas Carol. It's like this classic Charles Dickens, great literature." And I'm like, "Oh, I saw this on Three's Company." And I've seen this a dozen times over. Why is everybody making a big deal out of this? I've seen this, everybody's done it.
Kind of the inverse of that. The Christmas special that actually affected me the most emotionally was, believe it or not, Alf. Remember the alien life form? His Christmas special is actually very emotional. It's fantastic. At one point, he meets up with this black guy who's giving, he's like a homeless man that's giving presents out to needy kids. And then Alf stows away on his van, and he sees him trying to kill himself. He's going to jump off a bridge. And Alf decides to blow his cover and just say, "I'm going to come out and convince him not to do it." And that affected me emotionally as a kid, and it still is really good.
See, now you just reminded me of another one that is another one of those classics that was ruined because I've seen a million versions of it before I saw the classic, and that's The Miracle on 34th Street. Because what would happen if I never existed, right? I wish I were dead. That whole story, and because that's been done in a million different ways too, where the main character of a show encounters some kind of uber powerful being that whether it's an angel or something like Q or whatever, that then shows them, well, this is what would happen if you had never existed. Heck, Q did it in Tapestry, right? Mm-hmm. And so granted, he did it in a different way where, what would happen if you didn't have the encounter with the Nausicaan. But they basically, you have this Miracle on 34th Street story where here's what would happen. So then if you go and see Miracle on 34th Street, oh, well, it's that story. It's just a different version of it. But and for Alf, for me, that wouldn't carry any weight, but that's only because I'm a little older than you. I never got into Alf.
Well, even the show, to me, is very trivial. I'm just saying that one episode.
Right. But I never in my life have watched Alf.
Yeah.
Because to me, I looked at it and it's a silly puppet show.
It is a silly comedy. I'm not saying it isn't, but that one scene had the emotion when it needed it. Oh, it was so good.
No, I'm not saying, like, if it works for you, great. I'm just saying that I never in my life watched an episode of Alf, and it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm above that sort of thing. It's just, you're right. I'm sorry, Renegade. Yeah, not Miracle on 34th. It's a Wonderful Life. I get my classics.
Miracle on 34th is the little
girl.
girl.
And every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. And yeah, every time a child whines, I punch you in the face. That's.
But the best Christmas Carol is the Muppet one.
No,
I haven't seen that one.
Scrooged.
I gotta go with the Christmas Story.
But
of course, we need to make the First Contact Carol. You could be Ebenezer Scrooge. John could be the Ghost of Christmas Past. Matthew the Present.
Would a Borg be the Ghost of Christmas? The Queen would be the Ghost of Christmas Future, right?
Yeah.
She would like come down and attach herself to the body, and I am the future.
One thing I'd never understood, the Ghost of Christmas Present, he shows him Christmas Day, which technically wouldn't that be the future?
Right, yes. Because it's like, you're showing me tomorrow, right? So that's the future.
Yeah.
I mean,
somewhat more present though than future. Where
I mean, you should be showing me what's happening right now if you're Christmas present.
Yeah, actually, picking Matthew to be that wouldn't work out. He may be really late.
You know what? That's what you should do. So we should have Matthew be Ebenezer Scrooge. And the ghosts can show him that, like, all these people that die because he's always late for things and canceling things. And so, like, we could show him, like Tiny Tim dies because Matthew canceled a live stream. You know?
And then you could show me sitting at my desk, sitting there staring at a blank screen saying, Thomas had tonight off, but Matthew had to cancel movie night, and now he's just sitting here.
But you see, like for me, like they'll show me like a ghost, Ghost of Christmas Present. Like he'll come to my house and he'll see my rotting corpse sitting in this chair, and he'll be like, "What happened? What happened?" Well, he was supposed to do a movie night live stream, but you didn't show up, and he didn't get any super chats to pay for his prescriptions, and he couldn't afford his life-saving medicine, and now he's dead. You know, so yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
And then, in the future, he'll see the grave diggers, and they'll be like, "Yep, nobody showed up for his funeral because they said he wouldn't show up for theirs since he never showed up for anything, right, mate?" You know?
I think the person that should be Scrooge should be George Lucas.
Nah, Matthew. Matthew's worse than George Lucas.
They should do like the George Lucas mask that Red Letter Media picked up somewhere. By the way, did you ever see that Red Letter Media has the official prop from Star Trek? I think it's the Arms prop, the tar monster prop. I think one of those props they have the official original prop, and they've used it on the show.
That seems like a huge waste of money.
Yeah, no, they actually won it or something. I forget which prop it was.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that.
No, it wasn't that prop. It was the prop from Darmok. It was that monster creature. They have the suit for that monster from Darmok.
I thought the monster was like invisible.
Yeah, but you can kind of see it.
When they strike it, you see it a little bit. But I thought that was a digital effect.
Yeah, no, it was a guy in a costume, and they just made it look weird.
Kind of like the Horta.
I'm surprised they haven't gender swap a Christmas Carol yet.
They couldn't do that because women are people.
Don't do that.
Well,
what they'll do is that's what they'll do. They'll have
that lady in Gremlins. Isn't she like a Scrooge character? The little old lady, witch lady.
Well, they already did female Scrooge. They did a lot of female Scrooge.
Here's what they're gonna do, and you see, you spoilers. Next week on Discovery, they're going to do their special Christmas episode where the three ghosts show up for Michael Burnham, and she teaches them the meaning of Christmas.
No, she'll teach them that Christmas is, not necessary, and
Yeah, she's gonna teach them. When the Ghost of Christmas Future comes, she's gonna go. Don't you realize I came to the future so that I could change everything and make it right? So yeah, she's gonna fix everything. When the Ghost of Christmas Past shows up, it's
actually Christmas show.
Yeah, the Ghost of Christmas Past is gonna take her to TOS, and she's gonna be like, and then she's gonna change it to the first season of Discovery, and say this is Christmas Past, and the ghost will be like, what are you talking about? No, this is the correct past, not that crap you were taking me to. And then when the Ghost of Christmas Present shows up, it's gonna be like Star Trek: The Next Generation, and she's going to go, no, and change it to Picard. See, so she's going to fix everything. So,
that makes perfect sense.
Right, and then when it gets the Ghost of Christmas Future, she's just going to be like, look, there ain't nothing you can do there. I already fixed it.
Listen, I am the future.
Right. In fact, the Ghost of Christmas Future will just be her.
No, can't help Janeway now.
Well, Janeway helps herself, Chief.
Anyway, it's getting late, so I do need to wrap things up. So now that we've learned the true meaning of Christmas is Michael Burnham. And so, which we'll learn next week on Discovery. Since this week on Discovery, we learned that Michael Burnham is the ruler of the universe. The only thing that could possibly outdo that is next week, Michael Burnham will be the spirit of Christmas. And the following week after that, she will be God. And then who knows?
So they have a Star Wars special, now they have a Star Trek special. Christmas special. Wow.
Maybe they'll find out what the anomaly is next week. It's probably like 5, 6 more episodes until then.
Hey, the anomaly is the CPS logo.
Yeah,
don't forget about that.
They're just going to say the anomaly, whatever. The last episode of the season will be called Anomaly Schmanomaly.
Yeah, don't forget about it.
Sure, they're calling it.
Minutes. And then
really, the size of the anomaly there is kind of ridiculous because, heck, we have black holes that are hundreds of light years across, if not thousands.
But you're hearing that call. What do they call it? The DMA or something?
Yeah, it's a primordial wormhole or something like that.
I think the anomaly it's a gigantic, it's a god fart. That's what it is. And so what it's going to end up being is that it was created by Burnham.
It's probably created by the spore drive.
Yeah.
It's a Discovery mother effing anomaly.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so that's where we're going to wrap it up because. Well, of course not, because. Yes, Daniel.
I sent you something on Skype. Could you watch it whenever you have the time, please?
I will try to.
It's about my results.
Okay. I will check it out when I get a chance.
Thank God.
Although right now
Thank God the doctor gave me a clean bill of health.
Well, that is good. That's some good news. So
I thought you were going to tell me. You have cancer.
Thank you.
Because you've been eating years and years of fast food.
Well, I will tell you that I think that you're a little paranoid, but I understand. That's how we all get that way sometimes. But eating bad, while it's not the best thing to do, it can trigger that kind of thing, but it's not going to give it to you. But what you should do is eat as healthy as you can and just move forward, live one day at a time, do the best you can with what you got. And in the meantime, you guys are the salt of the earth, but I am the salty trekker, and there is absolutely no way in heck that elf has anything to do with me. It's just a pure coincidence that he happens to have my goatee and he doesn't like First Contact. It's absolutely just a coincidence. Don't listen to anything anybody says. I don't care. It's just, false flag, fake news. Not listen to any of that garbage. Just, don't buy into it.
Can you do that in a Donald Trump voice?
It's totally fake news, false flag. It's not. It's totally wrong. I am totally not that elf. I am the most not elf person ever. Because I'm totally the most not elfinest
President of the United States.
person. I'm you.